Today was like any other day here in town, dull and wet, just like my coffee. I had nothing to do for the whole week, not one case. The wind was blowing, the dogs were barking, and my thumbs were twiddling. So I decided to while out my time reminiscing about an old case I once did. It was a tough case, and I barely escaped with my life, but hey, them's the breaks.
Hi guys, Andy here again from Mad Lad Designs with another tabletop playthrough. I hope you like the intro. I just thought it was something I'd like to throw together. That's because we are playing Pulp Detective by Todd Sanders. As you can see, it is like a 1920s, 1940s type detective story. So I'm going to set this up and I'll be right back. Right, so I've set up the game. As you can see, this is how I set my game up. You can set it up any way you like, but you need these various bits and pieces. I will explain, or well, I'll briefly explain what these are going from left to right, and you'll see how they work in game. Starting with the investigation cards. The investigation cards are what you are going to be investigating to try and get clues. There are three types of cards, see if I can get them. There's the F, there's the I, and there should be a C, and there's a C. Okay, I'll move the rest of these out to one side. So you can see from the back, these are the back, these are the front. You can see from the back, you can actually tell which cards are which. F stands for follow the lead. The F cards are a way of getting items. You can see by this hat at the top there. So you have more chance of getting an item if you investigate this card than you do of the other two cards. Not saying that this is automatically items that you get. You can get items in this card and you can get items from this card, but there's more of a chance of getting them from a follow the lead card. The I stands for informer, and you have more of a chance of getting clues from this card. Again, it doesn't mean you will automatically get clues. These give you clues and these give you clues. It's just you have more chance of getting clues from an informer than you have the other two cards. And the C stands for cliffhanger, which gives you stamina. And again, it's more of a chance than giving you stamina. It doesn't automatically give you stamina. All the cards give all of the things. So this one and this one will give you items. This one and this one will give you stamina, and this one and this one and this one will give you clues, but according to the letters you've got more chance of getting items from this card, more chance of getting clues from this card, and a more chance of getting stamina from this card. So I'll turn one card over and I'll briefly go over it. There's various things on here. And it says flicking it about. I'm not going to go over everything in detail, but you will be going, when you flick a card over and to investigate it, depending on the time, you will be going across one of these rows. And again, I'm going to explain it all as we play. But these are your investigator cards. This is what I'm going to be shuffling them, I may as well. This is what's going to be coming out, and this is what you're going to be investigating and try and get the various things from these cards. Next up, I will show you the criminal cards. Okay, so next up we have the criminal. There's 4 criminals. But we do not know which one we are going to be facing until we gather 4 clues. And again, I'll explain what all this is as we get to it. But these are the 4 criminals, so we don't really know which criminal we are going to get. Next up, we have our actual investigator. So this is our investigator. There are, I think there's 8 investigators you can choose from. I think, well, actually there's 4 investigators and 4 police detectives. I have chosen this one. You see there's another one on the back. I have chosen this one. There's various things on it. That's his name, Sergeant Jim Daly, and he has a special action which I will explain in detail when we play. And that is Jim Daly. That is my detective. Next up we have the case card. So here we have the case card. This is the case I'm going to be doing. The instructions say for an easy case or the first time for playing, use this case, the case of the Death Star Damsel. Gives you a bit of flavour text here. And then we have, sorry for the fingers in the way, this is our time. And the time's always going to be ticking down. The dark areas represent night, the light areas represent day, and various things could happen through the night or through the day, depending on various cards. And you'll also, it says B and A. B is for basic or beginner, N is for normal, A is for advanced. So the more time you have, the better it is to find clues. I'm going to start on the basic. I'm going to have a full 24 hours. And you use this little cube to mark the time. And at the end of every time ticks on. And that'll be going down and going down. If you're ever at 1 and then time ticks on and it comes off, you can see there, it is game over. So that is our case card. Next we have our stamina and clue card. So this is our stamina and clue card. Every detective gets one of these. It's exactly the same thing. I'll move these out the way. On the left, this is our stamina. This is how much stamina we can have. I'll move this down a bit. There we go. And you can see we start at B, N and A, just like on the case card. So I'm going to be starting at B. So I'm going to have 6 stamina. These yellow boxes at the side represent how many dice I can roll. So as you can see, as you get less stamina, you're going to be rolling less dice. But as you get more stamina, you can roll more dice. This little W here, you can use a twist marker, which is one of these, which I'll explain shortly, as a wild card. So you can use it as anything. And as we get down here, it says when we're down here, we can lose an hour of time to re-roll another additional die. And then over on the right, we have our clues. This is what we're looking for. We start at 0 clues. And we need 4 clues in this case. Once we get 4 clues, we can then confront the criminal. And you'll notice it has these little icons as well. So once we find the first clue, we can add 1 to our stamina. So wherever our stamina is, we can add 1 to it. If we find our second clue, we can add another 1 to our stamina. If we find a third clue, we can gain an item. And if we find a 4th clue, we can gain another stamina. And then we can confront the criminal. So that's our stamina and clue cards. And those will start like that. And then we have our item card. So here we have our item card. And we start right at the top. You do not hold any items, which is where this goes. And throughout the game, we'll have opportunities to gain items. We don't pick what items we want. These symbols represent what items we are going to get. And I'll show you how all that works when we get an item. But we can have various items. I'm going to zoom in, there you go. And we can use these at any time. And that is our item cards. Or should I say the item card. So then we have the dice. We have our yellow dice, which we will be throwing constantly. Each dice or die has various faces: a newspaper, an eye, a bullet, and feet. And you'll notice some of these have a star next to them. That means there are 2 of that particular thing on that dice. So I know by looking at this, there's 2 eyes on this dice. I know by looking at this, there's 2 feet on this dice, which means that there's 1 bullet and 1 newspaper. So again on here, we have, I know there's 2 newspapers, as you can see, and I know there's 2 bullets. And this will come in handy as you are rolling the die. These come into play when you gain items. So I'll bring the item card back in. So down here, so if you gain a paperboy item, I can roll the red die as well as the yellow. And again, if I get an underworld connection, I can roll the grey as well as the yellow. So these are like extra die you can get from these items. And then we have the twist icons. They are double-sided. One side's black, one side's yellow. The yellow side, I'll move those out the way, represent die faces on these yellow dice. When you get enough stamina, you can roll 5 yellow dice. However, the game only comes with 4 yellow dice, so what you would do is you would roll your yellow dice. You would then pick one of these dice faces. Say I might want the newspaper. I would get a newspaper on the yellow side, take the die, put the newspaper there. So now that represents a die that I've rolled, and then I can roll this die again. So in this effect I've got 2 newspapers as well as feet, bullet and an eye. So the yellow side represents a die face. The black side, I'll move those. You will gain a black side of the twist marker whenever you fail an investigation. So say I've rolled these yellow die and I didn't have any markers at all, and I needed, I don't know, maybe I needed 2 bullets, an eye and a newspaper. Of course I don't have the eye, so I have failed. So what I can do then is look at one of these faces and choose the black side of the twist marker. So I might decide I want a bullet. So I look for a bullet and I'll get the black side and I'll keep it with me. And then next time when I roll dice, I roll like this, and let's say that was like that. Let's say that's what I rolled, but I needed 2 bullets in order to succeed. I can use my twist marker as an extra die face, and then I've got 2 bullets and then whatever else I need. So double-sided, yellow represents a die face, so you can re-roll a die. Black is something you could add to your roll in order to help you out. So there you are, that is how I set everything out with a brief explanation of what the things are. So I'm going to zoom right out now so you can see more of the table as we build up our cases and try to confront the criminal.